Jonathan Keate from the SAI New Zealand. How did you become involved with environmental auditing? What is your career path?
My background is not in the environmental area, but it's an area I've become involved in. So my first studies were doing a psychology degree, a science degree at Otago University, and then after that I got a job in the public sector, working for a government agency in different policy areas, and then after some time there I started a law degree. And then after finishing the law degree, I joined the New Zealand Audit Office, which was just establishing a legal function at the time.
Okay. So when was that?
This must have been 30 years ago, because I've just finished 30 years in the New Zealand Audit Office. So after 7 years in the legal team, I then moved into a split role working across the office as a sector manager, where we have these positions that manage the audit relationship with a portfolio of entities and report to parliamentary committees on the performance of those entities. So my portfolio was partly local government entities in a region of New Zealand, but also the central government environment entities such as the Ministry for the Environment, Environmental Protection Authority, and more recently the Climate Change Commission. Mm. And then through that, having that environmental portfolio, I became involved in the INTOSAI Working Group on Environmental Auditing, which as soon as I heard about this work when I was in the office, I thought, that sounds like a good group to be involved in. And I was always very interested in working in the environmental area, even though I'm not an auditor. Mm. And through my sector manager role, I could become involved in environmental performance audits and join some of those audits on the field work, and the most memorable one was an audit we did around the effect of agriculture on freshwater quality, and working with the audit team and joining them on the field work. And I still remember a lot of what I learnt from that experience, and that was an audit that had quite a lot of impact and led to some positive change. Then the next development was becoming involved with supporting the SAI region. So by becoming involved in the INTOSAI Working Group on Environmental Auditing, our office is also the regional coordinator of that activity in the SAI region. And there was a point in time when some auditors general from the SAI region attended a WGA assembly meeting. It might have been the one in Doha, and they came back from that event. And SAI was on a capacity building program at that time, funded by the ADB and the IDI, and they had decided that part of building capacity would be to start doing a cooperative performance audit program. And then they weren't sure what topics to select, but because these two auditors general had been to the Doha meeting, they decided they would like to do environmental topics. So then they came to me and said, and how would we go about doing a cooperative environmental performance audit? And then through my WGA involvement and connections, I could help scope that first SAI environmental audit. And the first thing, or the most useful thing I did, which was to talk to John Reid, who was the chair at the time, or the outgoing chair. And he gave me some very good advice about how to first do a environmental audit for SAIs that hadn't done that sort of work before, because many of the SAI members hadn't done performance audits. Mm. And he said, choose a topic where there's good guidance and it's one of the more straightforward topics. So we chose solid waste as the topic for the first of those SAI cooperative audits, supported by WGA guidance and materials, IDI, ADB, and also established a SAI secretariat to support that work. And then the Auditors General selected environmental topics based on a survey I did for the next 3 cooperative performance audits for the region. And that was really the start of getting interest and capacity going with our SAI members in performance audit, and focused on environmental topics. So the first was solid waste, then drinking water quality, or access to safe drinking water, then sustainable fisheries, then climate change adaptation. Mm. Then there was a pause for a few years and they did other topics such as debt, SDG implementation or preparedness, I think. And then more recently, they became involved in the two more recent projects, climate-related projects through the WGA, the Climate Scanner and the CCA, the A audit. And we had very good participation from SAI members in both of those cooperative audits. And yeah, so it's now, environmental auditing is now much more established in the SAI region.
Yeah, very much thanks to you, I guess.
Well, with some longevity and some effort and having good contacts and good people to seek advice from, such as people in the WGA, such as yourself and John Reid and Kim and all the other people involved.
Yeah. How about you have now longer perspective to this work and how environmental audit has developed. So do you see some major developments taking place during last decades?
I think the notable things about this working group is, in the environmental audit, has always been the importance of collaboration and support through knowledge and learning and shared experiences, and the whole cooperative audit model really helps with that. Then the fact that environmental issues are long-term, so you need to take a long-term view and you may not get immediate results from audits, and therefore it's good to do a program of work. The need for expert advice at times to help scope with audits, and we've always had that as an aspect of our regional meetings where we have experts to help us scope the audit topics. And in the working group itself, I think I've noticed when I first joined, I remember my first meeting, I was trying to read all the meeting materials on a very long flight to Vancouver on that occasion, and it was just a vast amount of written material and paper, and it was mainly long, or very good material, but long guidance documents. And I know this has been a recurring discussion in working group meetings over the years. So I think another evolution in that time is the breadth of the WGA projects and products now, moving not just on subject matter guidance, but on training, webinars, shorter projects, collaborations, moving to a more diverse and less resource-intensive environment.
Is there any development if you consider the environmental topics, like there's anyway, like it's quite a broad field, so is there some evolution?
I think there used to always be a topic theme for each 3-year work period, and I think it had been waste before I joined, and that led to that very good guidance. And then I think water was a theme for a period, and then biodiversity was one of the main themes. But then it really, I feel like in more recent years, there's been a very big focus on climate, and for good reasons. Yeah. And then now more recently, climate and intersections with biodiversity and water and pollution. So not just climate, but as it affects the other environmental topics.
Yeah. Coming to today and your office, like how many people are there working in this space?
We don't have a dedicated environmental audit division or team, but there's 2 of us now that support the INTOSAI WGEA work and the regional activities in SAI, and we have a lot of support from the SAI staff for that work as well. Then we have quite a large performance audit division of about 20 people, and they do performance audits across all subjects, but every so often there's usually one environmentally focused performance audit each year. So there'll be 2 performance auditors working on that. And when we did the climate scanner, we had a team from across the office of about 7 people, or 7 or 8 people, because we did it as a rapid performance audit. So we mobilised quite a large team to do that work in a very short time period. And we found that a great learning experience for those involved who are quite new to the climate area.
Good. Yeah.
I think the main area I've probably made a difference in the career in the office is really helping to establish environmental audit capacity in the Pacific region. And one of my managers in my performance assessment one year said that I had helped to make environmental audit a reality for the region. So I thought that was a very, very nice comment, and it did reflect a lot of work.
Yeah,
but very rewarding, of course.
Well, is there anything you'd like to say to auditors who are young or starting to kind of work in this area?
Well, I think it's a great area to be in, and I think young people are naturally interested in environmental issues that affect them more and more so, and the whole climate situation and everything that goes with it. So I think it's definitely a very rewarding career to have, and I'm always envious of people who have done an environmental qualification and have that really deep subject matter expertise as well.
But I think you're also an example that you can do impactful work without having...
Yes, through sort of cajoling and encouraging and facilitating and having ideas that then you help. Rather than actually ever doing an audit, in my case. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for sharing your career path. Yeah, great.
Thank you.
So, Khashma, Mohamed from SAI Maldives. How long have you been involved with environmental auditing?
I have been working in environmental auditing since 2021. So this is my 5th year.
Okay. And what is your background? What have you studied? And
I have done my master's degree in business and management. I joined Auditor General's office in 2014 after completing my bachelor's degree as one of the first auditors recruited to performance audit department when they were going to establish performance auditing in Maldives. And I have worked in performance auditing for 7 years, and then I started working in environmental audit unit.
Yeah. And during the time you've been now involved with the topic, like, how do you see the evolvement in your office?
In 2021, when we first started environmental auditing, we were a unit of 4 staff working under the performance audit department. And last year, we have become a department, and currently we have 8 staff working. And for capacity building, a lot of trainings locally and international trainings has been conducted, and our staff has been trained for, like, let's say, we have PADI certified divers also among us. And in 2022, SAI Maldives hosted the WGEA assembly. And we also, the environmental audit department also has been working very closely with the WGEA, and currently we are the vice chair of WGEA.
Yeah, that's great. So how about climate change? Is it a big motivator in Maldives or in your SAI?
Yes, it was one of the main reasons for having a specialized unit, and currently we are a department for environmental auditing. Our audits are related to climate change. Currently, let's say the Global Cooperative Audit on Climate Change Adaptation Action, and our audits ongoing in the SAI, like Biosphere Reserve, waste management. These audits are also linked to the climate change factors.
So what are the environmental and climate topics that you've been involved with yourself?
I was first involved in cooperative audit on disaster management and SDG implementations audit, and also I did work a bit on the climate change adaptation, CCAA audit, and currently I'm working on audits related to waste management.
Okay. And some environmental auditors might have a background in environmental sciences, but many do have a kind of similar background as you have. So what would you say, like what's your message to the fellow auditors with your background? How is it to jump into the environmental field?
Although we are not from an environmental background, through trainings and capacity development opportunities, I believe as auditors we have the competency to conduct environmental audits.
Yes, definitely. So thank you so much, Khashma. So I'm here with my colleagues from SAI Bhutan. Hello. So could you introduce yourself?
Thank you, Vivi. This is Namgay Choden from SAI Bhutan, and then I am in the performance audit division, auditing for last 7 years.
Okay.
Hi, this is Samdrup Dema, currently working on the performance audit division, and I've been working with the SAI since 2010.
Hello. Good afternoon, Vivi. My name is Pema, and I'm working with SAI Bhutan under the Economic Cluster Division. I am based in financial audit, and this is my 15th years in financial audit.
Yeah. So I would be very eager to know, like, how you did get engaged with environmental auditing.
So I began my career as a financial auditor. So I have never imagined myself that I would be involved in auditing related to climate change, say like water resources, as well as the environmental sustainability. So as the role evolved, so as a role for audit evolved, so we have to look beyond numbers. We have to look into the systems, outcomes, and long-term impact as well. So I was initially I started my career as a financial auditor, and through the support of this kind of platform, it gave me some opportunities, and this kind of opportunities, how this kind of opportunities has helped me through this transition journey. So yeah, this is so for a country like Bhutan, yeah, it is a national priority. The environmental conservation is national priority. So the shift in this kind of audit is we found it quite important in this era.
Yeah.
For me, like I have also never imagined that I'll be conducting environment audit. So me joining the performance audit division got opportunity to conduct environment audit, and this is solely from the support of ITI and this working group for environmental auditing. So conducting environment audit was quite incidental, but through the capacity building of ITI opportunity provided by ITI and WGEA. So I've learned quite a lot, and then we have successfully completed the global cooperative audit on climate change and adaptation action, so which was appreciated by the agency also. And currently our division is conducting audit on waste management, and we look forward to come up with impactful recommendation. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Vivi. Although I have already mentioned that I am involved in financial audit, but it doesn't mean that I've never audited environment-related issues. But as a financial auditor, I have always touched on some aspects because it's drawn from the environmental conservation, the environmental protection, everything. Mitigations are drawn from the GNH, gross national happiness. Is one of the pillars that we have, which is guiding factor for all the agencies within the country. And in one of the pillars, it's mentioned that environmental conservation. So from that, I was, as a financial auditor, also, I'm so inspired, and I have a big love for environment. So this type of platform is, broadening my horizon, and making me more understand about the how important is the environment auditing in this current context. So if I cite some examples that even a financial auditor can also contribute towards this achieving this mission goal, as in line to the SDGs Sustainable Development Goals.
Okay, then I'd like to ask, what is your kind of educational background? What have you studied?
I did my bachelor's in business administration. Yeah, through the civil service examination, I got into the civil service in 2010. So that is how I got into SAI Bhutan as a financial auditor when I start my career.
Mm. Yeah.
I'm also from the financial background. So when I started my career, I entered into the financial auditing. And then later I was transferred to Performance Audit Division. And that is how I got to conduct the environmental auditing from the perspective of performance audit. Thank you.
Yeah.
I did, actually I'm a business student. I did a major in marketing, bachelor's degree in administration, public administration. So as I mentioned earlier, that I do not have much performance audit background on the specialized in environment audit, but I love this environment and nature. So maybe in future, as now part of the WGEA working group, so I'm looking forward to contribute more towards keeping this. I think to keep this my country clean, maintain clean energy, and also promote, the globally. I think so. Maybe this could be my opportunity. I think where I can contribute myself to this broader objective.
So one thing I liked the most is the recent audit where Namgay and I were involved in CCAA. It has come to an public thing, and the Department of Environment and Climate Change Director has rightly acknowledged the work of an auditor. So, and then through the support of IGI and WGA, we got a right support, and we had to learn. We got to learn so many things. So and it has been recently tabled in the Parliament as well. So that is one thing that I liked the most after coming to and after joining as a environment audit.
So coming to your question, so which was most rewarding? So it was definitely the global cooperative audit on climate change and adaptation actions, which was for us, we have chosen water resources management, and it was focused in irrigation and drinking water. So during the course of audit, it took us almost around 2 years because of the iteration, the shortage of staff going out of the institute. So we really had to come up with a good set of team. And definitely we got it at the end. But while conducting, we had lots of issues since we are from the business background. So it was quite technical in terms of climate. So like my colleagues were saying, it has definitely given us a good result, which has impacted our agencies as well, and they have appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah.
From the US Accountability Agency, they have definitely helped us. They were specially involved in reviewing our draft report. And the one thing I specifically remember is that when we come up with the different types of observation, so when we come up with the recommendation, they were specifically saying that recommendation should be tagged with which observation it has come from, and that is definitely one thing I will take up for next audit also, and that I have been implementing from my current audit as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just the beginning. There's a lot more to conduct audits related to climate change, and together we can really help in reducing the global warming. So this is the effort from SAI Bhutan, and then the staff from SAI. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So thank you, ladies, so much for sharing your career path, and wish you all the best with future audits.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
So, Michael Malabeja from SAI Tanzania, welcome to this career path interview. How long have you been engaged with environmental auditing?
Thank you, Vivi, for having me. I've been engaged for around 19 years doing environmental audits.
Yes. And what is your professional background?
My professional background is environmental sciences and engineering. I have both environmental science and management and environmental engineering and management academics.
Yeah. And now you've been there 19 years. How do you see the evolvement of environmental auditing during your time?
I can acknowledge that the involvement has been evolving because in the past 19 years, not much of the environmental audit work and information was made like public and of concerns. But over years, environmental issues have been of concerns from the government, from the public, private, and even from the politicians. Everyone is talking about environmental auditing, including now the disclosure of sustainability reporting, even the private companies. So it is evolved much, including what now we are talking, climate change, to be included in strategies, company strategies, be it public authorities or private. Everyone now is required to include environmental issues in their strategies, both be it climate change issues, resource issues, pollution issues. So they need to embed it into their strategies, because now it had some financial, social, economic implications. So that's how now it's a requirement for everybody to involve the environmental issues in their strategies.
Yeah. How about in your office? Do you have a special unit for environmental auditing, or do you do it as a part of other?
Well, we do it as part of the performance audit. But each year we set aside environmental topics, 2, 3, up to 4 sometimes. So each year we do environmental topics. Among the performance audit we conduct, but we make sure that we have environmental audit topics. So for the previous 19 years, we do environmental audit topics each year, and the results are very welcomed, and it has a very huge impact. Yeah.
Yeah. And how many people are usually involved with environmental auditing, and how many auditors do you have altogether?
Yeah. Generally, we in performance audit department we have like almost 80 people, and we have those with environmental background, like environmental engineers, environmental scientists, chemical engineers, and water resources professionals. So we have several, and but all other people from different disciplines. They are doing environmental audit. In addition to that, we also provide support to the financial auditors. So we provide that support when they have the environmental issues. So we do support when we explain to them and we guide them how to do environmental issues, be it in local government, be it in the ministries, be it in the public parastatals. So we guide them as well.
So could you tell us, like, what kind of projects have you done recently on what topics?
Oh, yeah. So I have done projects in different sectors, from medical waste, municipal waste, and from plastic waste, from disaster preparedness, flood, carbon credit. We did it recently, and also forest management, forest harvesting. Also, we did in environmental governance, like the environmental impact assessment in the minings. So we have covered a lot of aspects that auditing, but among capacity building, I'm also been conducting the capacity building for the region of Africa for the past 15 years, I guess. Yeah, the most recent one in January this year, 2026, I did for 101 participants from all over Africa on the climate risks, how to audit the climate risks, how to be prepared for climate risks, how to audit, that climate risks. And in December, I did for like over 100 participants on the transboundary water resource management. So that was audit to prepare, because in Africa, we have several transboundary rivers and lakes and oceans. So we were talking on how we can jointly do a joint audit instead of doing the transboundary resources doing separately. So we did that training, and now we are planning to embark on the joint audits on the same. Yeah.
So can you say what has been your favorite theme?
Yeah, a lot of themes have been liked, but the most one is all themes related to sustainability. I really like sustainability aspect, from sustainability reporting. We had sustainable development guides, the old one. Then we had an improved one, and even the recent one on sustainability reporting. So I'm a sustainability guy, so I really like sustainability issues. Yeah.
Great. So thank you, Michael, for sharing with us your career path. Do you have any message for the auditors who are starting their career?
Yeah, the thing is, I want to encourage them that doing environmental audit is a good thing, because now you are also addressing the health issues, the socio-economic issues, the economic issues, the future. So you need to have the minimum skills of auditing. It doesn't matter whether it's a financial audit, performance or compliance. You can use your skill. You get a little bit of insight of environmental issues or aspect. So yeah, that's it.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.